Welcome back to my YouTube channel SR Computer Education. Today we are going to continue with the part 2 of the video, Computer and Network Security, syllabus and the importance of the subject. So if you have not watched my part 1, then I strongly recommend you to watch my part 1 of this video and come back so you get a clear idea about what we are going to do in this subject and what is the importance of this subject. So you can find that video link somewhere in the card here, or I will provide you a link in the description box. So let us start today's video. In the part 1 we covered chapter 1 and chapter 2 introduction and what we are going to do in that chapter. In this video I am going to cover chapter 3, 4, 5, and I am going to give you information about what kind of job you can get if you are master in this field and if you have a good command over this subject. So let us start today's video. Name of the chapter is cryptography and PKI. PKI stands for public key infrastructure. Now student, this is the most important chapter of your 5th semester diploma computer engineering branch. The reason is this chapter carries 22 marks from these 5 chapters. So even if you have a good knowledge of only this chapter, you can clearly pass your exam very easily. But students, sometimes GTU may ask this chapter for 18 marks, 15 marks, or maybe 24 marks. So we cannot rely that only doing this chapter we will be able to pass. So my recommendation is you go through all the chapters very thoroughly, but do this 3rd chapter more properly. The reason is this chapter includes lot of topics and we are going to solve lot of example. This chapter includes many examples also. So GTU, from this exam point of view, this chapter is given more importance. So let's see what we are going to cover in this chapter, cryptography and public key infrastructure. Now what is a cryptography? Cryptography is defined as art and science of converting a plain text into ciphertext. Now you will ask me, what is plain text and what is ciphertext? I told you 2 terms that might not be familiar to you. So let's define that. I will go through briefly what topics we are going to cover. Then in depth we will see when we cover this chapter. Okay. So now plain text. Now plain text is the original text that sender wants to send to receiver. I will give an example of it. Suppose there is one computer here and another computer here. Okay, there are 2 computers. Now computer A wants to send password to computer B. Suppose you need to send a password from your computer to your friend's computer. Now if there is any attacker who is sitting in between 2 of you and seeing all your data which is going through the network, that is called sniffing, technical term is there, but we will not go in more detail about what is sniffing, we will see that afterwards. So if that attacker, suppose you have a password Polytechnic, okay, now you send that password from this computer to another computer to your friend. Now there is a 3rd person, attacker or hacker, who is sitting here and watching what you are sending. So if you send the text in original form or in plain text, then he will be easily know what is your text. So your password is known to someone else, which should not happen. So what we do, we convert this plain text into ciphertext. So plain text definition I already told, plain text is the original text which you need to send, and ciphertext. Ciphertext is the converted text which is not in readable form or which is not in original text form. I give you example, your password was Polytechnic. Now you convert that into ABC, hash, a question mark, you can convert into anything. So now when you send ABC hash question mark and somebody sees your data, he will not be able to know what was the original text. Okay. Now when that password reaches to your friend computer, he should know what was the original text. So here comes another term, decryption. First we go for encryption. The process of converting a plain text into ciphertext is known as encryption, and on the receiving end, the process of converting ciphertext into plain text is known as decryption. So there are a lot of algorithms which we use to fulfill this process, to complete this process. So we are going to see most commonly used algorithms in this chapter. There are a lot of algorithms. We are going to see all that algorithms. I will solve all the example of that algorithm in this chapter. So you will get an idea about how to solve example properly. Now the next part is PKI, public key infrastructure, that we'll see in detail when we go through that chapter. Okay. Now fourth chapter, network and security. In this chapter what we are going to see, what we are going to study is that in first chapter we study the basic introduction, second chapter we studied what are the security technical terms that we need to consider when considering organizational security. Okay, third chapter we have seen how to convert a plain text into ciphertext, all the algorithms we will see. And fourth chapter, now we will stick to a particular network. Now what is network? I had already given you a brief definition about what is network in the chapter, in the part 1 of this video. So please go through that video. Network security is, you can say, a group of computers, not 1, 3, 4, 10. Suppose in your college you are having a lab and you want to provide security to the entire lab, that is called network security. Okay, whatever topics we have covered in this organizational security will be applicable to network security as well. Okay, so what topics we are going to see in this network security is, most important one is firewall. Now student have a doubt, firewall is hardware or software? Students, firewall is both, in form of both. There is a hardware firewall also and software firewall also. So we'll see types of firewall, how firewall give protection, what is firewall. We will see everything in detail. Then we will see virtual LAN, VLAN we will see an IP security protocol, that is called IPsec protocol, which is used behind virtual LAN. You might have heard VPNs that are most commonly used. We will see how that technology works. All that will be covered in this network security chapter. Now last chapter, that is web security. When you are accessing the internet, if you don't know what is web security, things that we need to keep in mind, then it will be very difficult for you students to surf the internet. So web security deals everything with the internet. So there are lakhs and millions of computers online. In fourth chapter we were sticking to only 5, 10, 100 or 200 computers. Web security, we don't know how much computers are there online. Okay, so most important topics that we are going to cover in web security is secure electronic transaction. Now you will say, what is that? SET, it's called SET, secure electronic transaction. Whenever you purchase anything from Amazon, Flipkart or any e-commerce site, or whenever you do online transaction, students, this SET protocol or SEC standard comes into picture. Okay, we are going to see how when you transfer your money online, how that money is secured. We are going to cover in detail the SSL SET process, and the protocol which SET uses SSL, that is secure socket layer. So we are going to cover in detail SET and SSL. We are also going to cover IDS. IDS is intrusion detection system. Student, you might not have heard what is IDS. The reason is IDS is not more commonly used in small organizations. This is used by big organizations like TCS, Wipro, Microsoft, any big organization. The reason is IDS is, first of all, it's very costly, and in small organization there is no much need to install the IDS. So we will cover what is IDS, types of IDS are there, HIDS, host based intrusion detection IDS, then there is a network based intrusion detection IDS, that is NIDS. Then we will cover IPS. See student, IPS is not in your syllabus, but I will cover a part of it. The reason is it is important for practical application. So I will say what is IPS, that is intrusion prevention system. Okay, the fifth chapter we are going to study these most important topics. So student, I hope you get a clear idea of what we are going to do in the entire syllabus. Now let's talk about the job prospects. Students, there are ample of jobs available if you are good at this subject, computer network and security subject. Network admin is there, system admin is there, network and system admin is there, security engineer is there, network security engineer, system security engineer. You need to do some of this certification to prove your knowledge, that is CCNA, CISP, Okay, but the basic knowledge, the basic fundamental building block of any certification you do in this field is this syllabus. So trust me, if you go through every topic fundamentally in this entire syllabus, you will find every certification course to be easy. You will complete it very easily. So I hope you get idea about what kind of job you can get from this chapter after studying all this chapter and after clearing this syllabus. Student, I hope you got some useful information from my YouTube channel. If you think that you have received some information, please share my channel with every classmate, with everyone you know, with every friend you know, so that they can also know that there is a channel in which the entire syllabus of computer and network security subject is going to be uploaded gradually. See you soon in the next video. Thank you for watching my video.